Have you ever felt like you're stuck in sales prison? Felt like you're chained to your desk doing selling and estimating. You're the only one meeting with leads, chasing down estimates, maybe following up, maybe not, closing deals on top of running the rest of your business. Maybe you tell yourself, this is part of the job. There's no other way. I'm the only one who can sell. But deep down, you know, if sales depends on you, then your business will always depend on you. You're always going to be stuck. But imagine a world where sales happen consistently without you. There's a steady flow of high quality leads. These leads are qualified. Conversations are happening. Deals are closing. Contracts are getting signed without you. And you're focused on leading your team, growing the business, or maybe even stepping away from the business, working on your next venture, taking that vacation you've been planning. Hey, you're listening to the Construction Leading Edge podcast from constructionleadingedge.com, where it's all about systematizing your construction business to eliminate chaos, maximize profit, freedom, and impact. My name is Todd Dawalt, and my team and I have helped over 400 construction business owners streamline their processes, grow their profits, and take control of their business. Today, we're going to tackle a controversial topic: why you should fire yourself from sales so that your business can grow beyond you. By the end of this episode, if I don't make you too angry, you're going to walk away with a few things. 7 reasons why you should fire yourself from sales, why staying stuck in sales is actually holding you back, the beliefs that are probably keeping you stuck. We'll talk about what it really takes to step out of sales without losing control. And you may even walk away from this with a new way to think about sales, not as a personality or an identity, but as a machine you can build. We're also going to talk about a new program and resource that I'm building to help you systematize your sales process and how you can help shape it. There's actually a link in the show notes to a quick survey you can take if you want to help shape this program. So if you're tired of being the only one who can sell in your business and you're ready to step into your role as the CEO, not just the chief salesperson, this episode is for you. Let's jump in. So here are 7 reasons why you should fire yourself from sales. Reason number 1, sales is actually a distraction from your real job of being the CEO. When a cruise ship comes into port, when this happens, it's a very delicate process, and the captain is not in the engine room. The captain's not talking to passengers. They're not in the kitchen. They're not doing maintenance. The captain is on the bridge, actually leading the team and steering the ship. In some cases, literally have the controls of the ship in their hands, steering the ship, right? They're not doing other things on the ship. They are steering the ship. That's what the captain does. And every hour you're spending chasing leads, maybe even trying to generate leads, doing estimates, following up on sales, every hour you spend on those things is time you're not building systems. It's time you're not spending developing your team. It's time you're not spending steering the ship. All right, so here's the deal. CEOs build and operate machines. Think of your business as a machine. And the CEO's job is to be outside of the machine, designing the machine, building the machine, operating the machine. Their job is not to be an integral part of that machine. And sales is just one part of the machine that is a construction business. So you may think, sales is my most important job. Well, that may have been true when it was just you, when you were a one-person show, one guy or one gal operation. Sales may have been your only job. But if you lead a team, then your primary job, your most important job, is to be the CEO. So you may think, sales is my most important job. I can't let go of it. No. Leading your team and steering the ship is your most important job. The second reason to fire yourself as the salesperson is if you're the only one who can sell, your business is fragile, okay? You're just one injury, one personal crisis, one family issue away from sales drying up in your business. And that is a risk to your entire business. So you may think, well, I'm the best at selling. I'm the only one who can sell. Well, if you're the only one who can sell, That's the problem. That is a big problem. That makes you a single point of failure in your business. So if you go down, so does your business. Unfortunately, I heard of several cases in recent months where people had family emergencies. One construction business owner who needed to go away for several weeks to go take care of a family member who was dealing with some health issues. I've heard of business owners who suddenly died in a car wreck. They were the person who was responsible for all selling. So think about this. What would happen to your business? What parts of your business would fail if you were to go away? Go away for 2 or 3 weeks on a vacation, have to step away for a family emergency, or if the worst case happened. So if you're the only one who can sell, your business is fragile. That means you're a single point of failure. And if you go down, so does the business. Reason number 3 to fire yourself from sales is the more you sell, the slower you scale. Let me say that again. The more you personally sell, the slower you scale. If you're doing all of the sales or all of the estimating, you are the bottleneck. The business can only grow to the point that you can handle it. So the bigger the business gets, the more you'll slow it down. In fact, you could be slowing down your growth already. We'll talk about that in a minute. So think about this. What would happen if you suddenly doubled the number of leads next week? The number of leads coming in, people requesting estimates or requesting meetings, the inquiries. What if they doubled next week? On the surface, you might think, that sounds fantastic. I would love to double my leads. But what would happen? Would you be able to handle it all if you're doing all of the sales? What kind of experience would your leads and prospects have? Would it be responsive? Would they be timely? Would they have a quality experience? A couple of months ago, I decided to buy ski boots. So I called a local ski shop that was most highly rated for ski boots, and I wanted to get fitted for boots, buy boots. So I called the ski shop. No answer. The first time I called back, another time or two, and they put me on hold, and I waited several minutes, hung up, called back again. So after 2 or 3 times of calling and being put on hold, I finally spoke with someone and said, hey, look, here's what I need. I want to buy ski boots. I want to get fitted for ski boots. Is that something you can do for me today? So ski boots are not expensive. They are not inexpensive, all right? It's a pretty high ticket item. But I called this person and said, look, I want to spend money, a significant amount of money at your store. And his response was, he sighed and said, we're just really busy. We're just really busy right now. So I hung up, called the next ski shop on the list, told them the same thing. Look, I want to buy some ski boots. I need to get fitted. Is that something you can take care of this afternoon? And the guy said, 100%, come on in. So who do you think I bought ski boots from? So you may be thinking, I'm helping things to move faster because I'm the owner and I'm doing all the sales, but it's very likely that you're slowing things down. And if you were to suddenly have an influx of leads, you would be the bottleneck. You're not actually making things go faster, you're making things go slower. Reason number 4 to fire yourself is you're probably leaving money on the table. You may think, I can't afford to hire a salesperson, but it's very likely that you're leaving enough money on the table to pay for a dedicated salesperson. So without a system to follow, without a sales machine, what happens? Leads fall through the cracks. They don't get caught. They don't get captured. They don't get qualified. They don't get called. And then when you do send an estimate, you don't have time to follow up with them. So think about this. Over the past 12 months, how many opportunities have you missed because it just took you too long to get back to them? How many hundreds of thousands of dollars of revenue are sitting in your inbox because you didn't have time to get back to them, or you forgot, or because you didn't follow up? Maybe you sent a proposal, but then you didn't follow up because you're real busy, right? So the truth is, the right salesperson with a good system, with a good machine, will likely outperform you. You may think, nobody can close like I can. But the truth is, a good system and a good salesperson, not a unicorn, but a good salesperson who has a good process to follow, will likely close more deals than you are. Not because they're magical, but simply because they have a process to follow and a systematic approach to sales. Reason number 5 to fire yourself from sales is your clients don't need you, they need a process. Okay, a lot of people think, I'm the name on the business, my name's on the door, it's my face, they need to buy from me. You think that they're buying you. Maybe you think that they're buying the experience of working with you, but the reality is they're buying a result. And what they're buying is certainty that you can deliver that result, right? And that can be transferred and even enhanced and improved by a consistent professional sales experience. So think about this. Think about a big purchase you made recently. Maybe the last time you bought a truck. Did you demand to talk to the CEO of Toyota or General Motors? Did you demand to talk to the owner of the dealership when you made that purchase? Or maybe the last time you purchased a lot or purchased real estate, did you demand that the CEO of the bank or the title company be at the table because that's what you're buying? No, you are buying a result. You're buying certainty. And the owner of the business is not the only one who can do that. So what you may believe is my clients expect to work with me. They demand to work with me, or I'm the only one who can do this. But the reality is you're not a special snowflake. They're not buying your personality. They're not buying the experience with you. They're buying certainty and they're buying a result. And there are other people who can deliver that. Or maybe if you want to continue to do sales for the foreseeable future by having a sales machine and a consistent approach, you can actually increase and improve the quality of that experience with your people. All right, number 6, here's the deal. Sales isn't magic. It's a process anyone can follow. Think about the last client who signed a contract with you. Why did they buy? Why did that person or that couple buy from you? Was it because they were mesmerized by the soothing tone of your voice? Was it because of your charisma and charm? Were they hypnotized by the stories you told during the sales process? Probably not. It was probably, if you strip it down, it was probably because they have a need, a desired result that they're looking for in the form of a project, and you said enough of the right things to give them the confidence that you could deliver that desired result. In other words, you took them through some sort of a sales process that worked. You asked the right questions, you said the right things, you delivered the right information so that they're shaking their head saying, you know what, I have enough certainty that you can deliver this desired end result, so I'm going to write a check and I'm going to sign this contract. So in other words, you took them through a sales process that worked. That process likely lives in your head. It's probably not documented. You may not think of yourself as an improv actor, like doing improv comedy up on stage, but the reality is you improvise your sales process. It's like, well, sometimes I say this and sometimes I say that. And every once in a while it works and you're not really sure why, and it changes. But the reason they bought was not about you. I'm sure you're charismatic and charming and hypnotic, but it wasn't about that. It was because you took them through a process and you gave them enough certainty that you would be able to deliver that end result, that they're willing to make that commitment to you. So it's not magic. It's not all about you. Once you document that process, you can train somebody to follow it and even improve it. Or again, if you want to continue to do the sales yourself, you need to document your sales process. You need to have a script to follow. So what you may think is sales can't be taught. People are born with the ability to sell, either have it or they don't. It's in their genetic material. It's in their DNA. Well, that's simply not true. Nobody is born a good salesperson, okay? There are people who have personality traits that make them better at sales, but if you really research it, you'll find out that not all salespeople are extroverts. That's what some people believe. Wow, they just have the salesman personality. They can sell popsicles to an Eskimo or whatever the case may be. But sales is a skill that can be taught. And anything that's repeatable can be documented, improved, and can be delegated and trained to somebody else. Reason number 7 to fire yourself from sales is getting out of sales actually will give you more control. I've gone through this exercise with a lot of people and asked, hey, when you think about getting out of sales, what are you concerned about? What are you afraid of? And a lot of owners, a lot of construction business owners fear letting go of sales means losing control. And more generally, they think when I delegate to somebody, I'm going to lose control. And I have to hold on to it really tightly and have to micromanage. But the reality is when you systematize and delegate sales, you actually get more visibility, you have better data, and you have more time to work on your business. In other words, you'll have more control. It's the same reason that you took off the tools. Think about it. Think about the last part of the business that you delegated, a hat you took off, if it was managing projects or being the superintendent or estimating or whatever the case may be, doing your bookkeeping. When you took that hat off and delegated it to someone, it gave you more time, better visibility, created a little separation between you and that thing. And when you can separate yourself from the sales process, it will give you better visibility, better data, more time to work on your business, and it'll create a little bit of an emotional separation, right? If you're doing all of the selling, there's a pretty good chance you are really emotionally connected to sales, and delegating it allows you to step away from it a little bit more and get emotionally detached a little bit. So the same reason you delegated bookkeeping or hired a project manager or hired a foreman, took the tools off, that's the same reason that you need to get out of sales. You may think that getting out of sales means losing control, but the truth is firing yourself from sales will give you more control of the business as the CEO. So if you're still doing all of the sales in your business, or you believed that it's impossible to get out of the sales, I hope that these 7 reasons gave you a little bit of a new perspective, because this isn't about letting go of sales completely. It's not Jesus take the wheel, just completely letting go, being willy-nilly about it. It's about building the sales machine to either improve your business so that it makes it easier for you, or so that somebody else can step in, follow your systems, and keep things moving without you. And that's what I'm building. I'm working on a program to help construction business owners create that sales machine. But before I finalize it, I want to make sure that it includes all of the right pieces for you. So here's my request. Would you take 2 minutes to complete a short survey to share your input? There's a link in the show notes, and your answers will directly shape the program. So whether you've tried to hire a salesperson before, or you're just starting to think about getting out of sales, or maybe you just want a systematic process, a sales machine that you can follow for sales, this is your chance to help build the solution that you've been looking for. So if you're up for it, do me a favor, open up the show notes. If you're watching this on YouTube, it will be in the description. Click the link to take that short survey, and you'll also be able to get an early look at the program if you're interested. I'm Todd Dawalt from ConstructionLeadingEdge.com, and I appreciate your help. Thanks. Hey, it's Todd. Before you go, if you own a construction business and you know you need to put the right systems in place, whether it's to be able to scale up, to be able to take a proper vacation, step away from day-to-day operations, if you know you need to make it more profitable, or even prepare it for a future sale, if you know you need to make some changes in your business, there are really only 3 options. I want to clarify this for you. Option 1 is do nothing. Keep doing the status quo. Same inputs, same results. Keep doing the same thing that you've been doing. Option 2 is to DIY it, to do it yourself. You can try to reinvent the wheel, piece together solutions from books and podcasts, hope that trial and error gets you where you want to go. In my experience, this is the path of most resistance. Or there's option 3, which is to find a proven system that delivers the results you're looking for. Think about it. Sort of like when you sign up for software for project management or bookkeeping, you probably didn't try to code your own software, right? You found a system that works. So that's a proven system that gets you the results you're looking for. Well, if you're ready to systematize your construction business, we've helped hundreds of construction business owners implement our proven processes, including our Nail the Handoff pre-construction system. It works for home builders, remodelers, commercial general contractors, and trade contractors like electricians, plumbers, roofers. The first step is simple. Schedule a free business evaluation call with my team. Just click the link in the show notes to book your call. On that call, you'll walk away with clarity on the hidden root causes of your biggest challenges. You'll learn about the pitfalls that you want to avoid as you move forward with your business, and you'll walk away with a customized roadmap that you can follow to get where you want to go. This is not a sales pitch, okay? There's no pressure. We may not even talk about working together. You may not even hear about our program. This is all about evaluating your business. It's going to be the most valuable hour that you've spent working on your business in a long time. So don't wait. Click the link in the show notes to book your free business evaluation call now. And the last thing, if you've been enjoying this podcast and getting value out of it, I've got a quick favor to ask. Could you take a moment and leave a 5-star rating and maybe a short review on the platform that you're listening or watching on? It really helps the podcast grow. It lets other people know what to expect. Plus, I love to hear your feedback. It means a lot to me. Thanks so much. My name is Todd Dawalt from ConstructionLeadingEdge.com, and I'll catch you on the next episode.